how you doing? And thank you for the gifts. How you doing, James? And Buckeye, my day is going pretty good. Just getting some more work done on these flexies. I got my Orca tested last night. He's so floppy. So I just finished like arranging him, curling him a little bit so that he can print a little bit larger on the build plate. And then now I'm gonna work on a little baby version of this guy that is, y'all know how I do, with less links so he's more sturdy. Hey, Dragon's Nanny. But dude, I tell you, this freaking Orca, their faces are so weird. It took me so long, like, messing with this head shape to get it right. Let's see, this one. This is fine. Hey, Sherry, how you doing? Oh, hey, Koo, how are you doing? Thank you, I appreciate it. So now we're gonna basically, I think I'm just gonna grab his head and his fins and his tail and start new body segments for everything else. Orca whale. Close though. Hey, Ribble. This is Nomad Sculpt. Yes, Buckeye. I have some tutorials up on YouTube on how I do the articulating stuff. It definitely takes some practice, but it is a lot of fun once you get it sorted. Thanks, Brooke. I appreciate it. Let's see. Now we'll take this part down here. Hey, thanks for the gifts, guys. Oh, that's all good, Koo. Totally makes sense. Get some rest. It's okay, I'm back. Yeah, marketing is definitely the biggest part of trying to get your designs and selling and stuff. I'm working on holy moly, not a bamboo, an iPad Pro. The printer sounds, I know, right? Oh, Buckeye, that's awesome. It's good to know, actually, that, like, how much of a difference there is between the iPad and the Android tablets. Barwild, yeah, this is Nomad Sculpt. Hey, Bellamy. And Aaron, I use just a regular, like a light box from Amazon that I got to put all my printed photos and everything in to display and get them photographed. Pretty simple. Oh yeah, Chaos, all these are down here are different custom brushes that I made. So you just gotta make your own, you know? They're not like anything super fancy that I paid for or anything like that. Yeah, Alien 3D is great for helping you out on TikTok. Not as intuitive and sluggish. Interesting. What type of backgrounds? Like my photo backgrounds? I just use a basic, like light gray for the photo box that I use. And edit my photos in Lightroom. Let's see. Yay, Fully Mentor, that's awesome. And Koo, I don't sell my brushes because those are the one thing that I am keeping to myself because they are very, either I don't have like the rights to redistribute them because some of them are made from like 2D brushes that I got other places, or I drew them by hand and I am keeping them to myself because they're very specific to like my style. We'll teach you how to do all the things, but you cannot have all of my things. But I will teach you how to make your own brushes. Yes, totally, James. The squash marshmallow, yes. And that's awesome, Chaos. Yeah, I love Nomad. It's great. And yeah, I hated Blender when I tried it. Much prefer Nomad. Like, big respect for anybody who uses Blender regularly, because that is a beast. Yep, totally, James, makes sense. Yes, this is the Orca. Here, look at. I did a test print of him. So he's all good. He is printing now like the curved up version, and I'm editing him to make the little baby version that can be printed smaller right now. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Mitch. And Matt, honestly, it's hard to say. Like, they are both very different. Both types of models are very different and very rewarding for different reasons. Like, the flexi ones I feel like are really fun, and like it's fun to get them off and be like use them and like fiddle with them, and like I also like the really tactile feel that I try to go for with a lot of my flexis. Like, I like them to be very floppy. So that's a lot of fun. Like, also, like, they're just cute. But I often, like, a lot of the static sculpts are a little more relaxing to do. And usually I'll do, like, higher detail on those, and those can end up looking, like, just really pretty. So I have, like, individual models that are, like, boutique static models that are some of my favorites, and then also have like the same amount of flexi models that are my favorites. And so I think it more depends on like my mood, like what am I in the mood to work on, and also just like the model itself, what is the subject, you know. Yep, this is Nomad Sculpt. Yep, printer's going with a new Orca test. Frankie, this is a iPad Pro, and Sherry, yeah, I have several different Sea Dragons actually. I have my original Sea Dragon. And then I also have the Leafy Sea Dragon and the Sea Slug Dragon. Oh, collectible figurines, those are cool. I print in filament. We have a resin printer that I keep meaning to try and get into, but I just keep getting distracted with doing filament models. I mean, like, this is my full-time job, so there's always a new model to be working on, but I do need to spend some time and get more familiar with the resin and do some cool models for that, because there are so many options that are just so different with resin than FDM. A resin girly, that's awesome. Yeah, that makes total sense that you do the like static models and stuff. This is not AutoCAD, this is Nomad Sculpt. Oh, thanks, Griffinworks. Thanks, Andrew. And I'm not super, like, there might be some events on occasion where I do like a live teaching class. But for the most part, like, I don't have the capacity to commit to like teaching a class regularly, anything like that. I'm just like out here trying to work, you know, and like answer questions as I go if I can. And I have not used AutoCAD. I've used Fusion 360, which is similar, I think. But I haven't used AutoCAD specifically. And yes, I did see the dumpster fire request, but since like y'all mentioned, like Layers in Green might do something similar too, since she already has like the dumpster fire thing going, I would rather leave that to her and like let that be her thing, you know? Oh, thanks for giving works. I'm so glad. Plus, like, I feel like the dumpster fire kind of theme doesn't also doesn't necessarily fit with, like, my brand and style as much, so. Hey, Joshua, how you doing? I don't do commission work, but I do take like requests and stuff, and you can always message me for questions and stuff on Nomad. If that's the kind of consulting work that you're thinking of. Yes, exactly, Lindsay. And yep, the app I'm using is Nomad Sculpt. And Becca, I have done a tiger hold on, where did she go? Exactly, it's not Lindsay, see? Like, here's my tiger. Like, I've also, like, no matter, this guy doesn't take that long to print if he's single color, but honestly, if you're doing any tiger in multicolor, it's gonna take ages to print. This is the iPad Pro. Yeah, the tiger came out sometime last year, but it's up on Cults 3D now. This is Nomad Sculpt. The lions and tigers and bears, that's great. Thanks, great to meet you too, KS. Thanks for hanging out for a minute. Have a good day. I'm using Nomad Sculpt. The name of my YouTube channel is KE Creations, spelled the same way that it is here. Yep, this is Nomad Sculpt for everyone. And Joshua, I have 3 printers, but I am making a small Orca Flexi to go with my big one that I'm printing right now. I don't upload many things on Thingiverse actually, because Thingiverse only allows free models, and most of mine are paid. Oh no, Matt, don't worry. Everybody on all of my internet friends call me Keck. So that is 100% acceptable. And yeah, I think it's very easy to use, beginner friendly. Those are the words. You know, this orca might still be too complicated. Let me grab the little seal I did. Compare. No, it's still... Your 7th bamboo, oh my gosh. I transfer this to my computer through a Google Drive. And design time varies a lot depending on like what the design is. And like what the mechanics are like. Some designs I can whip up in like a couple hours and then test print them and they're all good to go. Sometimes some designs I may spend like a couple weeks working on different variations and stuff of it, so it really depends a lot on like just the different design, how complex it is, what type of mechanics it uses, all that kind of stuff. And this is Nomad Sculpt. Oh, 9 printers, that's awesome. The screen is a 12.9-inch iPad, and I've been using Nomad for about 2.5 years now, and I just am self-taught. I just played around with the program till I figured out how to do things, and things that I couldn't figure out, I looked up on YouTube. Dude, I know. I could do that in on the studio, but I'm not using the studio right now. And I do have it like when someone comes in, there's like a little welcome message that pops up, but that like goes by so fast. I think a lot of people miss it. Yay, that's awesome, cool. Nomad comes with everything you need. I've never purchased add-ons. There is like this quad remesh tool that's new that you can purchase in-app, but I've never actually bought it. I haven't had a need for it. I don't really understand what it does, but I've never paid anything extra for Nomad other than just buying it. This is Nomad Sculpt, not Blender, and this is the 12.9-inch iPad. It's the 12.9-inch tablet. I mean iPad, specifically. Hey, bookmarks are cool though. That's definitely a good start. Yeah, I have a tutorial series for Nomad Sculpt up on YouTube. And I need to do more videos to add to it, honestly. This is my phone, and I just have it plugged in also, so that it doesn't die. Thank y'all for answering that question for me. Sometimes it takes a second before I look at the comments. Yep. Well, it helps when I already have my base done. I just basically need to rearrange the links. I'm drinking an iced chai tea latte. Yes, I save all the time, especially like if I'm going to be doing a really large action. Like I'm going to be cutting something with the trim tool that has a lot of triangles, or merging a whole bunch of triangles and things like that. I will always save beforehand because those are kind of the risky commands that may make something go wacky. Strawberry milk boba, that sounds good. Nomad is compatible with any 3D printer because it doesn't connect directly to the printer. It's just a sculpting software. So I'll just export my files as an OBJ or STL, and both of those files you can just open up directly in your print slicer. And then, like, you know, for this one, if it's FDM printing, they need to be flat on the bottom. So when I pull it into my print slicer, I'll actually slice off the bottom of that and then send it to print, but that's all I have to do in my print slicer from here. Oh, okay, I remember what I was going to do. I was like, I had something on my list that I could not remember. Water. You're the healthiest. That's what that means. Where did that gauntlet go? There it is. Open this one. Y'all, I need to revisit this actually. Maybe we'll work on this a little bit. Where is my tester to see how it feels? Thanks, Katie. I've been doing this for about 2.5 years. 2 liters of water. Gosh, I need to be drinking that much water, honestly. I'm so bad at it. And my body is also like chronically dehydrated because of POTS, so it does not helping anything. So if I disconnect, people are waiting. Oh my gosh, on the gauntlet. I know. It's like the mechanics are so finicky with the different movements. So I like work on it for a week, and then I'm like, this is so much, and then I take a break. Because it's like I need to pull that back a tiny bit. This needs to come this way a little. Okay, let's see if we can get this working. Oh man, yeah, I have to go in pretty regularly and clear out space for my files. It stresses me out. So I'm like, I don't want to have to lose them. I want them to stay and always have access to them. There is not a yearly subscription on the Nomad app, which is great. It is just a one-time $20 fee. And Maddie, I do a little bit of both with multicolor or single color prints. Especially for flexies, I will put out a multicolor model option. But all of my, I just paint all of my models in Bamboo Studio. I don't really thinking about colors when I'm sculpting. I've been an artist pretty much all my life. I've been doing freelance for like the past 15 years. I don't do freelance anymore, but okay, that's what I'm wondering. Like, it might be helpful to at least to add a movement segment here. But with the print orientation of this, it might be tricky to get correctly. And this will be like all of my wearable stuff where people are gonna have to scale it for themselves because everybody's sizing is gonna be a little different. Like, even if I made one for my husband, like, the design wouldn't change. It would just be a different scale up. And then that still wouldn't fit, like, every person's hand. So it's better to just, I'll have the measurements in it for mine, and then people can scale. Really, the best thing will be to just scale a thing. Like, do one of the fingers individually, and then see how much you need to scale up everything and everything. Yeah, exactly, James. Well, see, Bucky, you could do, you know, all of the fingers you can take off, so you could keep one off for that hand. Oh yes, go plug it in. If you're working on something, also save it first, in case you don't get the plug in time. sometimes my iPad's like, I have 5% left, and I'm like, okay, let me go find a plug or finish this up real quick, and then it's like, actually, just kidding, I'm dead, and I'm like, heck. Yep, exactly, Buckeye. The app I use for 3D modeling and what I'm working on right now, this is Nomad Sculpt. And you can, there's workarounds for doing Bamboo Studio, using Bamboo Studio with a pen. You can either do by like a computer tablet pen setup, like I have over there, or you can technically hook it up to your iPad, but it's a little bit more finicky. If you use some extra apps to connect your iPad to your desktop screen. But I find it easier to just connect it over with my tablet. But there are a couple different options depending on what you got. Nope, not Blender, Nomad. Nice, Battleborn. Very cool. Okay, so we'll give this a go with testing. Actually, yep, this is Nomad Sculpt, and it costs about $20 usually for iPad. I don't remember. I feel like it might be different for Android. But it is $20 for an iPad. I have a Bamboo P1S and X1C printers, and I've been sculpting for about 2.5 years on Nomad. Or I mean, really sculpting in general. I didn't really do any 3D sculpting before Nomad, but it took me like 4 to 5 months probably before I felt pretty comfortable with it. I am working on a Dragon Claw gauntlet thing to be 3D printed. And I am slowly adjusting the fit of this movement on this hand to get it comfortable. It is taking forever. We're gonna save that. Clone, join, decimate. Nomad is sculpt only, but I just like we got ways to do it. I mean, these are boxes with cones added into them, and then those cones cut out of separate pieces. A lot of the flexi stuff I just use the like the donuts that come in it, ball joints. I'll add a circle, cut off parts of it. You know, it's not that bad. Yep, this is an iPad. And I liked Southern GFX on YouTube has a good tutorial series. I've heard Dave Reed, I believe it is, has a good tutorial series on Nomad. I didn't personally watch him, but I hear a lot of people like him. Hi.
I'm gonna play pickleball.
Okay, have fun. Can you give me smooches?
Happy.
Thank you.
Be back.
Sounds good, have fun.
Should be back around like 8:45 or something if you're hungry and wanna eat dinner or something.
Sounds good.
Hi, puppy.
With Dave Reed is awesome, yeah. With Nomad Sculpt, honestly, like with drone parts and stuff like that, I would actually recommend more something like Fusion 360, something like that. Something that's more mechanically based. You're gonna get a lot better precision with like all of those little type of mechanical things that you want for like quadcopter parts and things like that. Awesome, Stephanie. Yeah, I really like his stuff. He does tutorials too on like other programs, not just Nomad as well. So it kind of he kind of shows how some different things compare to each other, which is cool. I mean, pretty much all of it. I'm totally self-taught. I learned a couple things from some tutorials of like random specific things that I couldn't figure out how to do. But for the most part, I just messed around with different things in my sculpting program. But I've done like, my foundation is in 2D illustration art that I've done for 15 years, and so that definitely helped a little bit, but it's not like I always tell people, even if you don't have like an art foundation background, you can still learn how to do sculpting. Bye, James. Yep, you can import pictures. Like, you can go over here, where did it go, reference image, and pull up, like this is one of my niece was using. You can pull up a bunch of reference images here to kind of have it in your background screen. Let's see. Save as. Okay, I already saved this one as. I don't do 2D AutoCAD, but yeah, Tinkercad is good for like really basic CAD stuff you can use on iPad. They have Shaper 3D is also on iPad. I've heard that one's pretty good for CAD stuff, but I haven't personally used it a ton. Oh, no. I don't use 2D AutoCAD. I've done a lot in like Photoshop, Clip Studio Paint, Paint Tool Sci, Procreate. Like, I don't use a lot of the Autodesk stuff. I've used Sketchbook Pro out of the Autodesk stuff, but that's it. Yeah, Fusion hurts my brain. My husband is like a wizard at Fusion 360, and it's very hard for my brain. It doesn't make any sense. Nice, that's awesome, Chris. Okay, let's trim. Yes, Nomad Sculpt. Joe, a lot of different things. Like a lot of people, like my Patreon members. Hold on, let me turn my vibrations off on my. There we go. But yeah, a lot of, like, most of my designs are all nature, like fantasy based, so like different types of animals and things that Patreon members suggest. Like just like random things, like scrolling on TikTok and seeing something might like spark an idea. Hello, Tasha. How you doing? Yeah, I know. I figured I'd get some live time in before the Women of Print Talk live because I need to get work done, and I know I'm going to be distracted during that one. Christy, I have a whole YouTube series on how I do different joint mechanisms and stuff in Nomad Sculpt that you can check out. That'll probably make that the easiest. Dang, David, that sucks. Awesome, Stephanie, I appreciate it. Okay, now let's... Where did the other Hydra I have go? This one? This one? Let's look at this one. I'm using Nomad Sculpt, Krista. I don't use a lot of TPU, Maddie, and I like to design stuff for PLA since that is what most other people use too. That's the most popular. And so I prefer to design stuff that is also going to be pretty easy for other people to print. And I know if I don't want to work with hassling with TPU, a lot of other people aren't going to want to either. Scared of TPU, right? Oh my gosh, Tasha, that's great. I'm excited that you like them. I use a P1S and X1C printers. Whoa. Just gonna move it. There we go. Oh, thanks, Sandy. I don't work for Nomad Sculpt, but they really should sponsor me because I swear I get so many people downloading Nomad. Yep, this is gonna be a new, well, hold on, pause. The gauntlet is going to be in the boutique or deluxe. The one that I'm transferring gauntlet pieces over to work on right now, I'm working on this Hydra. He's gonna be in the boutique and the flexi. I actually do have a Phoenix business card holder. I think that might still be in early access. Let me check what month did that come out. Boutique. That was... You know what? The Phoenix business card holder has not come out yet, but I have it literally modeled. So it'll probably come out sometime this month. It sounds good, Tasha. See you later. Finish line. Phoenix, how you doing? The corky clicker, thank you. I'm glad you like him. It sounds good, Koo. I hope your headache goes away. And Joe, I've always done like art stuff, art design, like 2D work, all that, been into art. And my husband has been doing 3D printing for years and years. And so he has been into it, and basically on a whim, I was like, I want to make a flexi dragon, because I didn't see any dragons that were like in the particular style that I preferred. And so I just, on a whim, I was like, I want to make this thing. And then I was like, oh, this is great. I love making this. And then I just kept doing it and decided to roll with it, and saw that there was, you know, a desire for more of this type of stuff in the 3D print community. And like, you know, like this flexi kind of stuff, like puppets, and I also do like boutique stuff, like these like boxes and holders and things you see back here. So I just kind of do a bunch of different cool stuff, and people happen to like it, which I'm very happy about. Thanks, Joe. The fantasy style, yes. It's always been my favorite. I've had phases in life where, like, I was like, oh man, like, you know, you go through, like, I went through, like, a year of art school, but really just any kind of type, trying to figure out your, like, professional niche and, like, freelance art and all that. And people are like, you know, you can't just be making dragons, like, drawing dragons all the time. Like, you need to do, like, a wider variety. You need to do, like, all sorts of things, and like otherwise, like, you know, for like to have a real art career, you know, even though like the fantasy stuff and like animal stuff and nature stuff is like what I loved, but I kind of stopped doing it for a while because I was like, oh, like, you know, this is not like a market that is gonna make me like a professional artist, like a real art career, you know? And now it does. So it's great. I'm very thankful. I'm using 2021 iPad Pro, and this is Nomad Sculpt. Yes, totally Midwest. I'm working on a little Hydra finger puppet. So I have a dragon and a wyvern out right now, and so now I'm doing a 3-headed wyvern basically. Oh yeah, for sure. Blender is definitely more sculpting and not CAD. Blender is, I don't like Blender, but Blender is more akin to Nomad Sculpt that I'm using here. Something I wish someone had told me about Nomad Sculpt. I have videos on most of that because most of my tutorials are like, I don't have like a full like, let's go through everything in Nomad. A lot of my tutorials are like, hey, like these are things that I think are super important and useful in Nomad that are not necessarily like, you don't necessarily think about, you know, like people want to know how, like, when I was starting out, I wanted to know, like, how do I change the opacity on the pieces so I can see through them when I'm doing flexy stuff? Or, like, how do I cut one shape out of another shape, you know? That kind of stuff was all really important. Oh my gosh, Sandy, that's awesome. I'm so excited to hear that. Green hair is a really fun color too. I've had that before in the past, but I just really am attached to the purple and blue now. Yep, I 3D print test everything that I design, and then I also have a team of beta testers who print my designs with their printers as well to make sure that it doesn't work. It works for other people, it's not just me, you know. That is the 3D printer in the background. The P1, which one is that? Yeah, that's the P1S. The P1S is loud. I have not used ZBrush actually. I found Nomad Sculpt like before I got into modeling really. And ZBrush is really expensive, and I've heard that it's very similar to Nomad, so I haven't felt the need to like change what I do to change to ZBrush that is more expensive when Nomad does everything that I want it to. This is Nomad Sculpt. The P1S is enclosed. Jorge, I'm good on full on testers right now, but I appreciate the offer. Thanks, Midwest. It is not free, but it is $20. And yeah, I think ZBrush comes with a lot of preset like brushes and alpha files and stuff. But Nomad you can make your own, and I haven't found like a limit to how detailed you can make those alpha files. Oh yay, Sandy, that's awesome. And Steve, I have some videos on YouTube showing how to do the articulated pieces. Like I got these donut sections in here that are interlocked. Hey, I am in America. Nomad is also on Android, but not PC. Yes, exactly. Midwest layers, I agree. Thanks, Bruce. I have some tutorials on YouTube for how to use Nomad. It is so hard to like try to figure out like everything to simplify it, you know? Like off the top of my head, so I have several tutorials out there for it. Yep, totally, Chris. ShapeLab VR I have not used. I've heard about it some, but I actually used to do some, not sculpting, but some VR headset games and stuff because my husband used to work in that area. But I actually can't use the headset anymore because I get vertigo and things like that easily. So that's annoying, but it's okay. What am I doing? Let's... I think I'm going to connect these directly in. Or you know what? Here, I'm going to do this. Sorry, I'm like trying to think here how to the best way to connect these heads with also like making it printable easily. Yep, I have tried the new headsets and it still wigs me out. Like my vision is very sensitive and like I have a lot of things going on. And so it's not necessarily like normal motion sickness. It's a lot of like having to do with overstimulation of like my eyeballs. Like I can't do flashing lights and things like that either. It overrides my nervous system and then I have all sorts of issues. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this piece print separately. Hey King, I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Hey, thanks for the hearts. Hello, Vision. And I'm glad you're doing good, King. And Vision, I am working on a Hydra puppet today, which I don't think I need these guys anymore. I just need this piece. There we go. And then that, and I need these neck pieces to snap in. Whoops. Thanks, Vision. Aw, thank you, Bird King. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, Becca, yeah, you can do it as a giveaway. If you don't want to join the Patreon right now for the commercial license. Bucky, if you're still a part of the, if you're still active on the Patreon, then you can sell that stuff. Even with the, new tiers and stuff, you're grandfathered in. I'm using Nomad Sculpt. Oh, gotcha. That's what you mean. Okay. Yeah, that's a bummer. It's a big print, and so it's hard to, like, you gotta charge enough to just cover your filament even, you know, plus trying to make a profit. It's a big piece. Oh, nice, guys. Yeah, this is a good one. Oh, man, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's a big one. Oh, 80 hours to print. Goodness gracious, yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't drink wine either. I've heard of some people that will print the wine bottle holders down small to be like hot sauce holders and stuff. I think that's really cute. AJ, I'm using Nomad Sculpt. Yep, you can import stuff from other design programs into Nomad. Sometimes I'll do something, if I need like a really precise measurement for something, I'll put it, make it in Fusion 360, and then import it into Nomad after that. Oh, that's awesome, Twitch. Thanks, Buckeye. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day, too. Oh, thanks, Natty. And Adam, this is Nomad Sculpt. No problem. This is Nomad Sculpt. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Maya is definitely a lot more complex, I think. Also much more expensive. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Eric, this is Nomad Sculpt. And thank you all for the follows. I appreciate it. Nope, this is not required. This is just this is not an app that is specifically connected to my printer. This is just an app that I use for designing things, and then I can send them to my printer or import them into my printer for, for printing. Yeah, Bianca, it definitely takes a lot of time. Let's see. And Ryan, I use different filaments. I use a lot of like D3D, New Makers, Hatchbox, eSun. What else do I use? I use some Amylin, some Zero. All types of filaments. I like to go either Facebook groups or other, look around online at what filaments people are enjoying. Because I am pretty picky. I don't want to just try random filaments and them not be good quality, So I try to go with recommendations from different friends and people that I see. But I don't use a super wide variety of filaments. Just kind of a few that work for me that I like, that I know I like. Bamboo filament also works well, but it is a little bit more expensive than some of the other options. This is Nomad Sculpt. And yep, using this program I could create basically anything. I can't do, if you want to do more really precise mechanical stuff like you can do with some CAD programs like Fusion 360, you're going to have a harder time doing that with this. But anything else, I use this program for all of my flexi stuff. And 98% of everything I make, and I make a pretty wide variety of different types of models. Oh yeah, Illigu is one. I've only tried Illigu filament a couple times, but they actually did good for me too. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Yay, your iPad came in? It's huge, that's awesome. It definitely helps to have a big screen with Nomad. That way, all of your different tools are not getting in your way. Ooh, Overture. Yeah, I've heard good things about that one too. Like I said, I need to try more filaments. I just tend to get what I already know works well. And I don't experiment as much as I really should. The hinge and precision is honestly trial and error. I kind of have since I've been doing flexi print and place stuff with Nomad for several years, a couple of years now, I have a pretty intuitive feel for what tolerance I need, how that needs to look in Nomad, since you can't put exact measurements in here. So some people are going to prefer to do those things in something like Tinkercad, where you can make that more precise and then import it into Nomad. But I'll just make my hinge and then eyeball the exact tolerances, honestly. Oh my gosh, come here. it all originates from just like these basic primitive shapes you got here. And then just going at it, moving around the clay in different ways. Bianca, I'm self-taught. Like most of this, I just played around with Nomad and got used to different tools and how they worked to get into what I wanted to make. And then I also watched some tutorials on YouTube for how to make like very specific actions that I knew I wanted. Yes, this is Nomad Sculpt, Christy. It is great for 3D modeling. I love it. Yeah, Eric, there's a lot of different options and things going on in Bamboo Studio. Oh, Christy, here, hold on, I got you. Yeah, that is one of my favorite settings. So here, you see this little like circle up here with all the little dots? Click on that, go to blending, and then you have opacity right there. It helps me with so many things. I feel like I want to add some legs for this guy. I feel like he deserves legs. Yay, you're welcome. I'm glad it helps. Let's see, let me grab the legs from my finger puppet because I think I liked how these did. Open this, grab these. I don't want the whole thing. To selected, export that. Yeah, no problem. And thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. Yeah, that is definitely one of my most used features that took me literal months to figure out when I first started Nomad. And now, like, I don't do any models without doing that. Or the files? I think I missed the first part of your message, random guy. What about the files? Yep, this is how some people do articulated stuff at least. This is the one I used for my articulated stuff, but this is Nomad Sculpt. Some people use different things like Tinkercad and Blender, but this is what I prefer most. Thank you, Envy. This is Nomad Sculpt on an iPad Pro. And thanks, Ethan. Oh, thank you, K-Design. Yeah, modeling hair is tough. I definitely go for, some people really prefer to do like individual strands with like the tube tool. I am more of a like, give the illusion of something versus every single little detail. So I'll create, I have a lot of different fur and hair brushes that I use. Like, hold on, where'd it go? Like that. It's like gives you like the texture of hair and fur without having to sculpt every individual strand. But some people prefer the look of like every individual strand. So it depends on like what vibe you're going for, you know? That's my slightly lazy way of going about it. Yes, this one is the 2021 iPad Pro, and it's the 12.9-inch one. So it is large. Chrissy, I have some tutorials on YouTube up on how to make your own custom brushes. Making brushes makes my life so much easier. Yep, I'm making technically he is going to be a Flexi Hydra puppet. Thank you. And yep, I print test everything that I model. So I have a Bamboo X1C and P1S that I use. Yes, the iPad is great for this stuff. And yeah, random guy, the comments for yours aren't coming through for some reason. And I've been using Nomad for about 2.5 years, and it probably took me 4, 5, 6 months before I felt pretty comfortable with it. Hey, Red Hood. And thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, I think, like, I know the tail and wing mechanics are gonna work, so I need to test this headpiece and make sure that this actually works how I am hoping it will. This 14, that body, this guy needs to go there. Okay. Where are these guys? 14. There we go. Really, CJ? What is it? What looks different? And yep, I have a lot of print files up on Colts 3D under the creator name KE Creations. Thanks, NV. Thanks for hanging out. And Shop in Bed, this is Nomad Sculpt. Okay, so we got this little connector. We're going to export to that guy. Oh yeah, so all of these guys extra things over here are custom brushes that I made and added. Hey Vision, welcome back. select areas by painting? Hold on, let me show you what I think that you're asking, but I may not be correct. Yep, this is Nomad Sculpt. So I think what you're saying, so a lot of times I'll select or hold a shift key to select multiple pieces, or I'll go through the list to select them, but you can also go over here, this little select tool, and it'll give you a lasso, and you can select things like that. No problem. Are you talking about like masking or just how to select like the model to sculpt on it? Masking, okay, here. I don't use a lot of masking stuff. I know some people use more masking tools than I do, but let me kind of show you. Like if you want to make a face here, first of all, you're going to want to subdivide it up to more higher resolution, because otherwise your mask is going to look all pixely. But you can do this mask tool here, and here's the size of your brush, and like paint like that. And then you could grab your gizmo, whoops, actually let's invert that. Grab your gizmo and then you can pull that in, so then you have like a mouth hole right there. Is that kind of what you're talking about? Oh, thanks, Sarah. I'm glad you enjoy them. Yay, you're welcome, CJ. I'm glad that's what you're looking for. Paper towel holder. Okay. Let's see this guy. Oh no, where'd he go? Come back. Actually, let's add to scene. Where's my cup guy? There's my cup guy. Oh, nice. Yeah, very different. But I like Nomad a lot. It feels more intuitive to me than a lot of the other kind of similar programs out there, so I enjoy it. Where do I have a can that is separated? From start to finish, it depends a lot on what type of model I'm working on. Like that little Hydra model I was working on a second ago, I already kind of have a very, kind of a set base for my puppets and stuff. And so that I didn't have to do a ton of work on to kind of change him into a Hydra. And so I'm going to do test printing on my mechanics and make sure like the new mechanics I implemented work well. But then he'll probably, if those mechanics work, then I'll just change up his look, like his scales and features and stuff. And then he'll be good. So that'll be pretty quick. But sometimes if I'm starting on a brand new design with like really new mechanics and something like that, it might take, you know, several days or weeks between testing and editing models. But sometimes Sometimes I like do new models, and the first time I test it out, especially something like this paper towel holder that I'm working on right now. I'm using a dragon from one of my older models, and then I'm going to edit him and make him go in here and stuff. But since it's a static model, it doesn't have necessarily like a lot of different mechanics going on. He'll probably test and be done pretty quickly. I probably won't need a ton of different edits on him, so he'll be done in like a few hours maybe, you know. Hey, Natural Remedies, this is Nomad Sculpt. No problem. Oh, like the brush textures and stuff. I have some videos on that in my YouTube tutorials. But basically, you're going to duplicate whichever brush you want to use. And then over here in the alpha section, you can add in all different sorts with patterns and textures and stuff. I have my phone right here, like basically to the left of my head where I'm sitting. And so I just have to like lean back a little bit and look at my phone. I can't show you because the camera is on the screen that I'm looking at. Print design. This is the 2021 iPad Pro. I mostly just played around and figured it out. I'm all self-taught. I did look up a couple YouTube tutorials if there were things that I wasn't sure how to do. But mostly just like a lot of experimentation and stuff. And lots of trial and error. I love Bamboo Labs printers. That's primarily what I use. They are pretty reliable, pretty easy to get the hang of. Mine are great. This is Nomad Sculpt. Yeah, I've heard people love the A1. I have not used a Creality K2, and so I don't have any personal experience with it. This is going to be a paper towel holder. The original dragon that I am working off of here, he was on a cup holder, but I'm basically scaling him up and moving his tail so that the paper towels can go on his tail. This is a 2021 iPad Pro. Hey Alien, how you doing? Sarah, I hate Blender. I tried to use it a little bit a couple years before I got into Nomad, and I couldn't stand it, so I never tried 3D modeling again until someone recommended Nomad to me. And I was like, I guess I'll try, and it was infinitely better immediately. But I know some people like Blender, so like power to you, big respect, because I could not get it to work with my brain. The software is $20, one-time fee. Yeah, exactly, CJ. Yeah, see, you're not the only one. I promise. Oh, really, Vision? Yeah. Yeah, see, I've heard that the iPad does a little bit better than the Android. I'm not really sure why. But it seems to be a thing. On your Lenovo, awesome. Hey, Waffle Bar. Yeah, that makes sense, Christy. No, because this dragon in particular is going to be a paper towel holder. So he won't have many good spots to mount him, like on a wall. Because he's gonna be wrapping around the paper towel holder, and so he's not gonna have like a good solid spot where he could sit on a wall. Oops. This is Nomad Sculpt. I have some tutorials up on YouTube if you want to check those out. Oh, Chrissy, you're good. I feel like I understand what you meant. You're good. You're doing great. Good night, CJ. Thanks for hanging out. Oh my gosh, be up in 5 hours. Holy smokes. Go get some sleep. I need to get off here in a minute because I need to eat some food before we do the Women of Print Talk live in a little bit. Oh my gosh, Chrissy, I imagine so. See, the fact that you just are proficient in another language in general and like know any amount of another language well enough to communicate is just so impressive to me. So you are doing great. I'm working on a dragon paper towel holder. So paper towels are gonna go there. This guy's gonna be wrapped up around it, and then paper towels can go on his tail. Thanks, Keegan. Tasha Z3D is hosting the Women of Print Talk Live later. And zoom in on the dragon. Here, hold on, I got you. There he is. He's not super pretty looking right now. I need to go in and freshen up a lot of these pieces. And Sarah, I don't know when the next live is gonna be. I always it just depends on how my health and everything is going and what work stuff I gotta get working on. But I try to get on pretty consistently. Thanks, Sam. Let's see. What model? I'm working on a dragon paper towel holder. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, totally makes sense, Chrissy. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I never would have known that English wasn't your first language if you hadn't said anything. This is Nomad Sculpt. And no, this is a this is a paper towel holder. So like you put your paper towels down, so that's what this tail is going to turn into up there. I'm self-taught, Blayton. Thanks, Vision. The topology? Here, hold on. Look at the wire mesh. That's how that guy looks. No problem. Oh no, Christy. Vision, I know, it's gonna be big. The people wanted a paper towel holder, though. Listen, I'm just here to give the people what they want. I'll make the rules. I just work here, right? Exactly. Hey, Cooper, how you doing? Awesome, I'm glad you do good. And I have the paper texture screen protector. I don't remember which one exactly, but if you just look on Amazon for paper texture iPad screen protector, you'll find ones that are similar. Sounds good, Sarah. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Yeah, right, Christy, exactly. Thanks, Alien. Oh no. You just gotta get in there and start playing with different tools and throwing stuff around, Chris. This is No Man's Sculpt, and it does always start as a sphere, but you can always go up to here and do add, and start with a box or something else if you want. Delete the sphere, start with grab something else. Yeah, no problem. Oh my gosh, that's funny, Christy. For different shapes. Oh no. Well, I got you, fam. This is Nomad Sculpt, yep. On a scale of 1 to 10, I mean, it's so hard to quantify. It's going to be different for everybody, and there's going to be a learning curve no matter what, but I felt like it wasn't that hard. So maybe like a 5? I don't know. Everything is kind of hard when you start it, you know? But I do think it is user and beginner friendly. Oh, that's also on GDH. Honestly, Cooper, like anything, you can make anything easy or hard. Like you could make like a little figurine that's not flexy. Like that would be pretty easy. I always tell like my niece and nephew who are always trying to learn to make new stuff. I'm like, you like make whatever makes you happy, because then you're gonna be motivated to work on it and get it right. Oh my gosh, really? Am I saying it properly or am I so off? Because I'm probably so wrong. But I'm glad that you think it's cute. Stoopy, that's kind of how I like to get started. Like I just like to pull in like my basic sphere and just start moving, like trying out all the different tools and moving them around and just seeing how they behave before I even start trying to sculpt something in particular. Just kind of getting familiar with how things move and what they do. I'm using Nomad Sculpt. Oh, Chrissy, like that, right? Is that correct? Yay! Okay, great, I got it right. Perfect. Yeah, totally Snippy makes sense. Okay, we got the base of this. I just gotta clean him up and stuff. We at least got him mostly looking good. Yep, this is gonna be 3D printed once I finish. He's gonna be a paper towel holder. So I'm gonna get off for a little bit because I will be back on later for the Women of Print Talk live stream with a few of the other ladies on here. I may be sculpting or I may just be chatting. I'm not decided yet, but I need to go eat dinner before I do that because I know that if I don't, I will not be eating until like 10 o'clock tonight. So I'm gonna go work on that, and we will be working on this later while we continue. But thanks everybody for coming and hanging out. I appreciate all of you. But yeah, feel free. Hopefully we'll get back on this, but feel free to message me, ask any questions and stuff. But I will talk to y'all later. Thank you. Nice to meet y'all too. Bye.